didn't even think to maybe go to the police or a doctor to check it out. And I know this would have spoiled the whole entire movie, of course, but it was very unbelievable. They could have handled that a little differently, I think.
She's so unsure.
Yes.
It's not like, well, it looks familiar. I know I'm wearing this jacket. Like, she has no fucking clue. And, like, to not bring her to the hospital, that's another big hole.
Yeah, I'm just going to take you to my place. Like, I think there's a law against this. And she's like, okay, follow, lead the way.
Yeah. So that's true. And she stays with him.
She just stays with this complete stranger who doesn't
know.
And
has sex with him, not knowing if she has an existing relationship. Maybe she should figure that out first. Before,
right. And he clearly thinks that she already has an existing relationship with his friend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Another huge thing for me, and obviously as we do, we're jumping around, the jacket. So if this jacket was so important, like she's identified throughout the movie because of this jacket. Mm-hmm. And she's like, my jacket. And, like, everyone's obsessed with the jacket. If it's that meaningful... And I don't think it's just because the key was in there. I don't. Like, she's being identified through this jacket. Remember in the restaurant, they're like, not you again. And if that jacket's so important, she was willing to part with it for a pair of shoes. That was weird, too.
I thought that was really... And it was owned by Jimi Hendrix, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really strange. I thought she would just, like, walk out with the shoes.
Also... Fast forward, if you are being identified by the jacket, Rosanna Arquette...
Yes.
Fucking throw it in the trash. It doesn't even look like a cold day.
And again, why did you go to the police?
Yeah.
I don't understand why it was like not even a thought in their head. If I'm being chased by a mobster, I'm going to go to the police, especially if I don't know who I am. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a little crazy.
There wasn't even that... Was there even a line like... There wasn't even a line of like, oh no, he's connected to the cops. Like, there wasn't even that, that sometimes that underbelly of corruption. There wasn't even that, no.
So, the other part, at the very beginning of the movie, which is kind of funny about the whole thing. So, this mobster, the first introduction of the mobster guy, Madonna already left the room.
Yes.
Is in the hallway, waiting for the elevator or whatever, about to get to the elevator. Drops her bag and has to pick stuff up, right? Yeah. The mobster comes out of the elevator and walks past her and happens to just notice a girl with this jacket.
Yeah.
Putting stuff in a bag.
Yeah. Why didn't
How does he connect her to the guy he's just about to murder? How does he even know that she was, like, with him?
Yeah. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe that's his only lead.
But he didn't even... I don't know. It just seemed a little bit
convenient. He did watch her... Because he watched her take something out, right? Because everything fell open. Mm-hmm. And he saw, like... And this is referenced later on, that, like, she has a lot of stuff in that bag. Yeah. So maybe in his mind it's like, well, if she has that much stuff in her bag and something's missing from that room, I'm going to hunt that girl down.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's crazy.
Maybe. There were a few things that...
Yeah, well, I agree. I also wonder, are we sure the homeless man outside the Magic Club isn't dead? Did you notice that every time they showed the Magic Club, it was the same homeless man sleeping outside the club?
I didn't. Oh my gosh, good observation.
So I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's dead. And then no one ever even checked on him. But it was like every single time they showed the Magic Club, it's the same sleeping homeless man. I'm like, it's kind of strange.
Interesting. Very interesting.
What did we like? I feel like we went negative pretty fast.
For something that you liked better. Well, you said you liked it better.
It does. Well, I'm going to be negative again. I don't want to. I mean, we can get there, but I'll just say it now. I think the movie collapses on top of itself at the end. We've all seen movies where it's like there's all this build-up with a number of characters, like, and every character has like a lie and a story and the truth. And I will say, like, a good example of that is Moonstruck, actually. Oh, but I've never seen that. So where it kind of culminates into everyone being sort of exposed and all this kind of stuff. And they're great movies have those moments. This movie has that moment at the end where suddenly everything comes to the forefront and all the lies and the truth and the amnesia and people are discovering each other and it just is exhausting.
Yeah.
There is a stretch where I'm like, oh, there's too many characters. Oh, I don't care. Oh, why is she talking to him? Like, it just became exhausting.
And I'm going to stay negative for a little bit too, because it's more negative to say. Okay. I just felt like it was just silly in a lot of ways. And so she gets picked up by the police.
Madonna.
No.
Oh,
Roberta.
with the doves. That one?
When they think that she's a prostitute.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so she had been attacked again. I'm trying to remember what happened here. She was being chased again by the mob guy.
With the doves after the magic show. Is that
yes.
Yes.
And they... Yeah, right, yes. Because I remember a funny line, actually. Because they pick her up thinking that she's a prostitute.
Yeah.
And then the woman in the car, the other prostitute in the police car is like, what do you use the doves? How do you use the doves? Yes. I'm like, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, she gets her memory back. Right? Because I think she hit her head again or something, right?
Yeah, which is
conveniently.
Perfectly
here we go.
Medically possible.
Here it comes back.
Yeah.
Well, good thing she didn't see the doctor, right? Because she just cured herself. Anyways, so she gets in there, and she's in the police office, and the police station. She knows who she is now. And all of this stuff has happened, which I'm assuming she still remembers all the stuff that happened. It didn't go clear if the new memories were done.
Yeah.
And she calls her husband, right?
Yeah.
And, Madonna answers and all that. So now I understand why she doesn't want to talk to her husband. Yeah. She doesn't have anyone else to call.
What?
She doesn't have anyone else to call. She doesn't have a sister, a parent, another friend. She could have called her sister-in-law.
Why wouldn't she call her husband, though?
She did call her husband, and she hung up without talking. So now she's still sitting in the police department.
Because Madonna answered.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So she's mad at her husband. She doesn't want to talk to him, even though she's been missing for 24 hours and she's been on this,
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Like,
she doesn't have anyone else to call. She knows no one else.
But are you allowed to call a second number?
She asked, can I call someone else? And she ended up calling Aidan Quinn.
Oh, Jesus. That's right. Oh, my God.
So I'm like, I thought when she said, can I call someone else? I thought she would call the sister-in-law.
Yeah. That would make perfect sense.
Because she's already has a relationship.
They're friends.
Yeah. And it was just so unreal, that part. That was really dumb. It would have been better if they said she couldn't call again, and somehow Aidan Quinn's character tracked her down to the police station. Like, that would have been more believable.
Mm-hmm.
And the other part that I had a problem with was this consistent time frame of this whole, everything that's kind of happened. So as I'm watching it, actually as I'm looking back to it, it seems it was a period of maybe 36 hours. Okay? Like a day to 2 days. Right? From when she fell and to when everything happened.
And things happen pretty fast.
And that sort of makes sense, although she did get a job in a matter of seconds. Yeah. So I guess it was 2 nights, right? Because she went back to her job the second night.
Okay.
Even though she went through all this stuff and she still had her memory back. Like, it was just weird and inconsistent. Anyways, so it's been 2 days, which is consistent with if I had someone missing, I would file a report, and that side of it seems to work.
Right, because he does say the husband says we can't do anything until she's been missing. Yeah.
Right. However, are you really going to fall in love with someone in 2 days and basically leave your husband?
I think what she knew was that she didn't want to be with her husband anymore. Right. And I think that, now what? Well, I'm dating this guy and he's letting me stay over his place, and we'll see. I have to be honest, I didn't take it that that Aidan Quinn was going to be the love of her life, or that would even be that long term. I think to me it was she got this taste of this other life, and she liked it, and she knew that, and she was having problems with her husband.
Sure, there's no question. Started. Yes.
Yeah. So I think she was just you know what? I guess I can make it on my own, even when I don't even know who I am, and maybe that was part of it. I'm giving the movie way too much credit, but she had to really lose herself to know who she is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of funny that she was trying to explain who she was. She's like, no, my name is Roberta and I'm married and blah, blah, blah. And Aidan Quinn's character, I keep forgetting his name. oh, you're funny. Don't you ever give up with this, like, silliness? And she doesn't even insist. She's like, oh, okay. I guess he's not going to believe me. Let's have sex.
I know.
So it was just lots of holes. But I will say the positive.
Yes.
I do have a positive.
Oh, good.
One positive.
Laurie Metcalf.
Well, actually, I liked her.
Yeah.
She was annoying a lot of it, but I did like her. No, this movie. Before this movie, I had no idea that you could turn the hairdryer nozzle in the bathroom to up and around, and that it changed my life.
Oh my God.
It was amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, that thing actually moves.
Wow.
And I still find myself just moving it because I can.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a positive. I never knew that before the movie.
I am hard pressed to find those dryers anymore.
That's
now
true.
it's just you
That's
shove
not
your
really
hands in the things and all that. So I had some positives. Because I did enjoy the movie until I think it just unraveled and collapsed under its own weight of its characters. I did like Laurie Metcalf. I think she was a fully realized character. I did like Stephen Wright.
Oh, wasn't that funny having him
just
in that?
Randomly? I didn't even know he acted, and I thought it was cute. And I was like, and like by the way, Stephen Wright is a comedian, very famous in the 80s. He has a great line, and I quote it sometimes. It's like, everything is in walking distance if you have the time.
I love that.
That's a great one, and I think I really like that line. It's a total joke, but it's like it's true for the most part.
He was really funny. I liked him.
He was great. There's so many random lines. Like at one point, he says he's dating Laurie Metcalf's character, and he talks to the brother. She walks away. Laurie Metcalf's character walks away, and Stephen Wright says, "She has great teeth." Do you remember that? Yes. It was just super random. Yes. And again, just a lot of the little details and that I did like. I liked, and I just wished, but it wasn't enough time. Like I liked this idea of her longing for a different life, and I liked Rosanna Arquette's performance. But again, I think because those holes are so big, was I entertained? I watched the whole thing. I was entertained. I was not. Oh, I don't think I was bored. I think I just got exhausted. If that makes sense. Like tired.
I was looking forward to it ending when I was watching.
Me too. Well, there were just too many at that point. There's too many misunderstandings and all that. I did think. Well,
and part of it was that nobody ever told anybody anything.
No.
Like they would ask a question and be like, "You'll see," or they'd have some sort of weird like just tell me where we're going.
Right. John Turturro.
Oh, he was good. I liked him.
Really inappropriate joke because he at one point, remember, his whole thing is like trying to engage the audience.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, who's from Queens? Who else came from Queens? And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I came from what do you say? A more normal family.
Yeah, something.
That was ridiculous. But I thought I liked John Turturro. Yeah, there are all these like little Anne Magnuson, who became a bigger actress later on. She was the coat check girl. That she was great. I liked I think I liked the smaller parts more than the bigger parts.
I agree.
And I think we didn't talk at all about Madonna.
Because she barely existed in the movie. It was like her whole role was just to walk around and look cool.
Yeah.
And then when she did speak, I was kind of like, all right, just keep walking.
I think when it started to unravel for me was the diary when she's like laying on the bed.
Oh, terrible.
It's a little gross. And also like, she has one really bad line reading and I wrote it down. So she's friends with the magician's assistant, the first one. And I swear to God, she says the line, "Look, I'm really tired." She says it with more excitement than I think a publisher's clearinghouse winner. She's like, "Look, I'm really tired." I'm like, "No, you're not.
You
girl.
don't look tired."
Not at all. She doesn't look it. She doesn't sound it because her friend wanted to hang out with her that night. So I think this might be a good time to take a little break.
Sure, that's a good idea.
And we'll be right back.
All right. Hey there, it's Brian and Christina. We just wanted to take this break to thank you for listening to Old Roommates, the only podcast that revisits